Schön, dass ihr alle hier seid auf der Gamescom 2010. In Halle 9 befindet ihr euch gerade in der E-Sport-Halle, muss man einfach so sagen. Hier auf dem ESL Alienware Gaming Arena Stand sieht man den ganzen Tag Games vom höchsten, also wirklich im höchsten Standard. Quake Live wird gespielt und StarCraft 2. Wir haben gerade das Spiel um Platz 3 gesehen in Quake Live. AWEC konnte sich durchsetzen gegen k1llsen. Natürlich wollen wir euch jetzt nicht das Finale vorenthalten. Das wird ein richtig, richtig fettes Spiel. Deutsche Vertretung muss man dazu sagen. Und ich hoffe, dass unsere Jungs gleich hier vor Ort mal richtig Stimmung machen. Für k1llsen, der spielt nämlich gegen rapha, wohl der beste Quake-Spieler derzeit. Aber wir haben die ganze Woche Quake Live gesehen und vor allen Dingen auch gehört. Jetzt möchte ich ganz kurz mal die Kommentatoren hochrufen. Und ich bitte um einen großen Applaus für Joe Miller und k1llsen. Das sind unsere Jungs, die wollten wir mal ganz kurz vorstellen. Ja, die haben die ganze Woche für euch natürlich diese Spiele hier gecastet und näher gebracht. Und ja, ich bin sehr gespannt, was sie gleich zu sagen haben zum Finale. Die werden sich nämlich jetzt gleich verabschieden. Nach links sind die Kommentatoren-Area. Und ich bin sehr gespannt, wie dieses Best of 5 ausgeht. Bitte nochmal einen großen Applaus für Joe Miller und k1llsen. So, und ja, die Kommentatoren sind natürlich auch schon erwähnenswert, sehr nett und teilweise auch gut aussehend, mehr oder weniger. Und wir wollen aber natürlich uns um das Wesentliche kümmern, nämlich um die Spiele selber. Ich habe es gerade erwähnt, deutsche Vertretung im Finale passiert nicht allzu oft. Das letzte Mal 2008, da war k1llsen mit am Start. Rapha hingegen ist fast bei jedem Turnier ganz weit vorne mit dabei, entweder im Finale oder mindestens im Halbfinale. Heute muss k1llsen alles geben. Er ist ein sehr, sehr starker Spieler. Ob er es gegen Rapha aufnehmen kann, das werden wir ihn gleich selber fragen. Bitte, großen Applaus für Rapha und k1llsen. Hey Rapha, nice to have you here in the big final of the Inter Extreme Masters Global Challenge. We are playing for €10,000, a dollar. And well, you were playing k1llsen in the final. Did you expect that before the tournament started?
I don't think so, but I always knew that it was a possibility, especially since this is Germany, this is his home turf, and I think the crowd will really get behind him, especially during this game, so I think it helped motivate him to try and do his best.
You're probably the best player in Quake Live for a long time, even when you didn't perform that well on the QuakeCon. Well, what do you think about k1llsen? I always heard that he's a really, really good aimer, but he does some mistakes. What do you think about this guy?
He can be one of the best players, just he's not consistent, like some of us who have placed top 3, you know, at almost every tournament, but obviously, as you can see, he definitely has the ability to get to a final, and we'll see how he plays today.
I'm pretty sure about that. Thank you. Hey k1llsen, the big final. Well, this is amazing. A German player in the final. Happens not that often. How do you feel today? Did you sleep well?
Yeah, I feel great.
That sounds good. You play Rapha, who is considered as one of the best players in the world, probably the best overall. What do you think about your chances today?
I mean, if I really want to beat him, I need to count on my aim because his tactics are really strong, and yeah, let's see what I can do with my aiming.
Well, I asked you this question like several times already. You told me, yeah, my shape is really good, but not on top. After the games yesterday and after you slept well, what about today? Are you in top shape for the big final here on the Inter Extreme Masters?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, I leveled up my game yesterday against AWEC, and I hope I can get that level again against Shane.
Well, let's hope for some really, really nice games. I wish you good luck for the games. I wish you good luck for the games. Großen Applaus für k1llsen und Rapha hier im großen Finale, nämlich der Inter Extreme Masters Global Challenge auf der Gamescom 2010. Ich gebe jetzt ab an die beiden Kommentatoren, Joe Miller und k1llsen. Viel Spaß mit dem großen Finale.
Absolutely incredible. Overcomes the biggest team to win the Intel Extreme Masters.
So we're down to the grand final here in Quake Live. It's k1llsen, the surprise package of the tournament on home soil. How much of a difference does it make, you know, playing in front of your home crowd, if you like?
I think it does make quite a difference. I mean, if everyone in the room is cheering for you, it does get your motivation up a bit. But I don't think Rapha is going to worry too much because he knows, well, I might have not placed really high on QuakeCon, but I'm bouncing right back onto my series of winning absolutely everything.
And a lot of people have predicted, you know, that after k1llsen beat Avec, that maybe, you know, Rapha's going to come into this one and just destroy k1llsen. k1llsen seems really, really happy with himself, really confident for this game. I mean, how much do you think that k1llsen's going to throw at Rapha? I mean, in terms of maybe map score, or do you think this is going to be a close one, or do you think Rapha's on a different level at the minute?
I think it really depends if k1llsen's aim is on today, because yesterday we've seen Rapha having a really hard time when k1llsen's aim was absolutely amazing. On T7, for example, his rails was really good, and k1llsen can put that out as well. If his aim is up to his top level, he's going to have a really good chance on actually winning this, or even, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be really hard for him anyway, because Rapha won obviously against k1llsen, even though k1llsen hit everything, so it's going to be hard.
Well, we're about to get into game. First map here will be Lost World, otherwise known as DM13, and when we come back, we're going to get it underway. It's the grand final here of the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in Cologne for Quake Live. So, Lost World first map, of course, a map choice that we've seen both of these players play really quite nicely. What do you think in terms of who's going to do the best on this map? Because, of course, Rapha is a very, very solid DM13 player, but k1llsen as well. And do you think it's going to come down more to the aim of this one?
I think this one is probably the one where it doesn't come down to the aim, because you can always create these situations where it's a rocket fight, which is not so aim-based, and Rapha's rocket is really, really good. k1llsen's going to have a really hard time on this map, I think. It's probably the hardest map to take against Rapha.
Well, just to give you a quick rundown of the map choices, we have, of course, Lost World first, then we'll move on to Battle Forge second, then Furious Heights, then Aero Walk, and then finally Blood Run. So that'll be the 5 maps. And do you think, how important is it, in your opinion, for k1llsen to get off to a good start? You know, maybe take the first map and really have a solid start in place? I mean, yesterday he kind of didn't do that, of course. He was 2-0 behind and then came back to win 3-2, so...
Yeah, I think it's not going to be that important for every player, because after they finished one map, no matter what the score was, they just forget it and go play the next map. They don't think about what's happening in the series, how many maps they're behind. They just play each map like it's the last one, and that's really what you should do, especially in the finals.
Well, let's see if they're ready. Of course, they've been warming up here on stage for a little while. So they should be almost ready to kick this one off, just having a slight fight there. Rapha's asking for 1 to 2 minutes. Not sure how possible that one is, you know, with this tight schedule that we've got today. Of course, the StarCraft 2 third place game, and of course the grand final will be coming up here after the Quake Live. So if you're here at Gamescom or of course at home, don't forget that one's coming up later, so you should definitely stick around. But I guess Rapha's going to get his 1 to 2 minutes of extra time to have a bit of a warm-up.
Yeah, it's always these... You need to feel comfy when you go in. If you don't feel 100% comfy, you see always k1llsen doing it. k1llsen is getting like 2-3 frags in the warm-up, and then it's like, okay, I'm ready to go. He just wants to make sure his aim is up to where it should be.
And in terms of the other maps, I mean, Battle Forge, in fact, forget that. We'll talk about that when we come to it, because we are going to get this one underway. It's the grand final. It's Rapha versus k1llsen. First map here at Lost World, and we are at the start with Rapha. We saw k1llsen actually get mega health. Rapha's going to take probably the 2 yellows. Actually, he's dropped down towards the red armor, and, well, he's got some damage off there, but k1llsen doing a good job of holding him back here with the shotgun. And now Rapha will think about maybe moving over for that top yellow, but k1llsen actually is already there, has already connected, has already collected it. So now k1llsen has an LG, Rapha has an LG, and now k1llsen is just getting into position, trying to get a rocket launcher.
This is going to be a really close fight already, and k1llsen only coming away with 1 HP there. But there's no HP up for Rapha as well, and the next mega is surely going to go to k1llsen. Rapha's trying to spam some onto it, but Rapha is not looking in a bad shape now. This mega didn't give k1llsen a lot It only gave him 50 HP above the 100, which Rapha is going to have in a second soon as well. So they're looking kind of equal, maybe even in favor of Rapha.
Right now, k1llsen going to drop down for that yellow armor. Red is next in play, and that LG might stop Rapha dropping down onto it. k1llsen actually starts to back away. That shotgun, don't think it did too much damage, to be honest. But Rapha, of course, is going to try and get out of there without losing any of that armor that he's collected. k1llsen at the minute has literally no armor to work with, and that's something that he needs to change
and
here.
This is going to be risky
before
to
this
attack
mega
the Mega. Surely Rapha is going to be here, and he's going to move in. And this is the end of k1llsen. The first frag goes to Rapha easily.
That was a great little push from Rapha, and I think k1llsen knew it. If he didn't get that first rocket right, then Rapha was just going to break through and hit him close range with that lightning gun. And of course, Rapha, after getting that last mega, red armor has actually gone over to k1llsen, so that's a nice little cheeky move from k1llsen. Of course, he is now the one chasing the lead.
And Rapha doesn't have LG ammo, so he's going to have a hard time challenging that middle area. He's surely going to pick this one up, but k1llsen is actually playing for the mega already, and this is a really good play by k1llsen as well.
Yep, he's kind of sandwiched himself between Rapha and that mega health spawn. As you can see, those grenades bouncing in. k1llsen actually comes away. Will actually do a bit of damage there with that lightning gun. He's dropped down for the red, and Rapha knows that right now he can't really try and fight out there. Rapha's rockets there looking a little bit shaky. I mean, not hitting what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, definitely. Rapha knows what's at stake here. He wants to get back on this winning series, and it's going to be a hard one against k1llsen, who is just so motivated. If you go into this as an underdog and getting to the finals, you're just going to be so motivated and up for winning this.
Red armor collected here by k1llsen. Rapha is the one waiting out for mega, and he'll get it without k1llsen coming close to him. And actually, Rapha rocket jumps up there. It was lucky that k1llsen had backed down to that yellow armor, because he did have the LG out, and that could have been very dangerous for Rapha.
And that was a really good rocket from k1llsen just to send him away from middle of the map. And Rapha, he needs to challenge this red armor. It's big for both of these players, especially because there's a lot of time left for mega, and k1llsen is going to pick this up.
Rocket a little bit slow to come out there for Rapha. Let's switch over to k1llsen. Look at him, he's 115 and 190. Moving out towards that middle area. LG comes out first, but he actually dropped down. And of course, that mega health coming up. k1llsen got the timing down perfectly on it. And he also has timing, of course, on the red, so he can find himself at almost 200 here before Rapha really knows what's going on with him. And he's heard those grenades bouncing at the exit, but they're all, of course, exploding before k1llsen goes through. Here comes Rapha into middle, and again, k1llsen will just send him away. But k1llsen definitely in the, kind of in the driving seat in terms of control. The problem is actually getting into a situation where he can make a kill.
Yeah, and Rapha having 170 armor as well, it's going to be really hard, but it's actually really good by k1llsen.
Oh,
and
look at the rocket from below. Absolutely horrible there for k1llsen, but he's going to push towards mega anyway. Rapha will steal it away. k1llsen, who of course successfully defended that red armor, will now come out of the teleporter. Rapha actually making the jump towards k1llsen. And k1llsen does back off for a bit more armor. Rapha going out of range of the LG, and k1llsen, oh my god, that was very, very close to him dropping down into the lava, and he had to actually rocket jump off the ledge to keep himself from dropping in there and losing that health and armor, which would have been a lot more probably than if he'd not done that rocket jump off.
Yeah, it was really bad for k1llsen. He was in such a good position to cut Rapha off of the other yellow armor as well, and maybe even get the frag. And now he's again at the situation where he has full map control, but can't see Rapha.
There is Rapha, who puts down a good defensive rocket. Won't slow k1llsen down though. He has to defend this bottom exit, because if Rapha's able to get out there, pick up a red armor, it could be a little bit dangerous for k1llsen. Red armor is going to be on its spawn point. k1llsen still setting up that trap. Where is Rapha? k1llsen knows it, he's just waiting outside there, and Rapha will actually make a bit of a move. Did put down one rocket. k1llsen will rocket jump away and take that height advantage once again in preparation for the mega. And Rapha down to 50 armor there. He still had a full 100 health, as you can see, but it is k1llsen, of course, who's struggling here to chase down his kill. But he knows that if he keeps the map control up, at some point he should be able to get the kill as he moves in there. Rapha trying to get away. Another great rocket from k1llsen, but it's Rapha's defensive rockets that have stopped k1llsen once again here. And there we go, shotgun pushing in, and we are going to be all tied up. k1llsen finally will break through that barrier, but again, it wasn't the cleanest of kills. And he now has to hope that Rapha's not going to move in onto this Mega. He actually is there, and we're going to see a shotgun fight. Who's going to get the final hit? It will be Rapha to move back into the lead. And he's got 10 seconds to wait on that red armor, and that gives k1llsen somewhat of a chance to build up something to maybe attack or at least put some damage down with.
And that's the problem if you let Rapha stack up. Even though you get the kill, you're not going to get it clean enough to actually get the conversion afterwards. And Rapha just bounced back right away, taking that. He got a good spawn. You got to let him that down. But it's okay for k1llsen still. I mean, he's only one frag behind. 4 minutes ago, so plenty of time, and he might catch Rapha out here as well. But great plasma from Rapha, and he's going to move in here. 13 HP to get that kill.
Oh, Rapha just connecting with the wall a little bit. That's a great rocket down from k1llsen. Pretty much direct, and Rapha is in the same situation that k1llsen was in before, except there goes a great rocket again, down to just 2 HP. What can Rapha do now from this? k1llsen will actually be just behind him, and look at the rocket from Rapha. k1llsen not even looking, and well, a rocket flying across the length of the map, and k1llsen has to smile about that one.
And I think that was the perfect time for the cooler quote, "This is Rapha," because 2 HP, and his rocket's so perfect, so unexpected, and he gets the kill with 2 HP. Trademark play by Rapha, you might say.
What, lucky?
Well, it's lucky to get away with 2 HP, but having the balls to go in. But 1 HP left again, and surely k1llsen gets the frag this time, and it's clean enough to probably get the conversion here, but Rapha gets a good spawn and lots of MG damage onto k1llsen, and k1llsen dropping down now. He's surely going to camp this out or even go in.
Yeah, he's going for the shotgun finish, and he will pull it off. It's now 3-2. k1llsen just 1 frag behind with 2 minutes 20 to go. Red armor collected. Mega health will be up here in just a couple of seconds, and k1llsen should have free reign on that one.
But again, that kill was not clean enough to actually follow it up again, and he's still 1 frag behind. 2 minutes to go. Rapha actually getting some good LG damage on here. Every single damage is going to count at this point.
k1llsen obviously will be wanting to chase. Maybe after this next red armor, that's the time to do it. That's a great rocket up there. Not sure exactly how much damage it did, but actually I think it knocked him quite low. So Rapha will probably be on the back foot once again. 10 seconds to Mega. k1llsen, of course, has to be careful. These rockets that Rapha's been throwing out have caught him unaware a few times, and in comes Rapha. Rockets flying all over the place, and it is k1llsen who actually, well, we won't get a frag. Rapha killed himself there, but the good thing for k1llsen is that he got the frag, but it wasn't a clean one, and actually off the spawn, Rapha got Mega.
And this attack was a mistake by Rapha, if you ask me. He went too aggressive without a weapon. He thought k1llsen was in MG range, and he wasn't. So now k1llsen is back. He doesn't have a lot of HP, but he should be able to pick up this 50, and now he's in really good shape, and Rapha isn't.
5 seconds till this red armor. k1llsen gonna drop down. Picks it up fairly cleanly. In comes Rapha, though. Did a bit of damage from above. k1llsen has to time this push through, and he's going to move here onto that Mega Health platform. Rapha surely in trouble, but it's k1llsen that actually takes the rocket to the feet, and Rapha will turn it into a frag with 50 seconds remaining. k1llsen going in with the machine gun. Rapha down to just 19 HP. There's no health around for him. He has to be very careful, and that 50 comes up in the nick of time for Rapha. But still, he's far from healthy, especially now that k1llsen has that red armor as well.
And I don't know if you've seen this, but he took the frag with 7 HP.
Here comes the rocket jump, and a direct rocket from k1llsen as well. 39 HP. In comes the machine gun fire from both players. Rapha switches out to LG. He's going to get another frag there with 24 health points left. And well, the final few minutes of this map being very, very intense. 10 seconds to go. k1llsen knows that he has to drop for the frag here. And there goes Rapha straight through the teleporter. k1llsen going to try and track him down with 5 seconds to go. Rocket jumps up, and Rapha will just LG him down as we hit the final second. And it will finish 4-2 to Rapha, who goes 1-0 up here in the grand final. What a game.
What a game by Rapha. I mean, the key situation there, Rapha on 2 HP, killing k1llsen, who is in full control over the map with just 3 or 4 perfectly placed rockets, and k1llsen is going to kick himself for this game.